Hey guys, welcome back to Tea with Boar. Today, you're watching episode 3, Brewing Jin Jun Mei. Jin Jun Mei is a black tea coming from the Wuyi Mountains of the Fujian province of China. And interestingly enough, the Wuyi Mountains is where black tea originated. So it's actually a pretty cool story of how it all came about. It was a complete accident, but I'll save that for another video if you guys are interested. If you are, leave a comment below and I'll try to make that video. So, more about the Wuyi Mountains in China. It's a place where a lot of black tea is produced, not just Jin Jun Mei, but they have another one that I've tried called Golden Monkey, which is also very nice, but I prefer Jin Jun Mei. I find that it's a little bit sweeter and a little bit more kind of smoky, which I personally like in my black tea. So, in terms of smell, Jin Jun Mei has a very particular smell. It's like almost like a floral dark chocolate kind of smell. A little bit closer to that, stronger on the dark chocolate side, but it has that undertone of something floral too, which is a very, very pleasant smell. And yeah, in terms of what it looks like, I think I showed you, but you can see those golden streaks that it has, which is kind of nice. But in English it's sometimes referred to as beautiful golden eyebrows tea, but if you go to any tea shop and you ask them for Jin Jun Mei, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. So I got this tea from Asiatica in Montreal. Unfortunately, they do not offer it online currently, but I think that gives you an opportunity to perhaps support your local shops. So there's shops around you that tea shops around you, definitely check them out. If they're closed, maybe see if they offer some kind of online services. That's kind of the best I can do for you right now. But yeah, in terms of strength, I'll tell you guys a little bit more when I'm actually drinking the tea. But it's a strong tea. So, most black teas are, but this is a strong tea. And so what that means is that you can, if you want to, pair it with some kinds of foods. It will not get overpowered in comparison to white tea, which when it's so delicate that when you're eating other things with it, you kind of just, it disappears. This you could. I personally prefer to have it by itself. So temperature, this should be brewed around 90 to 95 degrees. I like to brew it around 90 degrees. I find that it has, when you brew it around 95, I find that it pulls a bit too much bitterness for me, but everyone has their own preferences. So let's get into brew number 1. So tea is now 80 degrees, and we'll do quick rinse. So don't fill up all the way, and just let it go, in case you guys can't see the color. That's what it looks like. Oh, I forgot to put the lid. Sorry guys, my mistake, but okay. You can still, once that steam kind of goes away, once the steam goes away, you can give it a smell. So once it's been brewed, it smells it's a little bit closer to that floral side, a little bit less on that dark chocolate side, but we'll see that probably will change as we keep going. So, quick reminder, once again, this is just the rinse. Once your teaware is warm, you can then pour it in your sink or your tea boat if you do have one. Okay, kettle, as you can see, has now reached 90 degrees, and we are ready for infusion number 1. So, pour the water in. Remember to close the lid, and then count for 20 seconds. Okay, 20 seconds has passed. We are ready for Jin Jun Mei. Jin Jun Mei really has a beautiful whiskey color. It's maybe a little more red than whiskey, but really has a nice color. I hope you guys can see how cool that looks. But now that we have that liquid out, you can give your lid a smell. So definitely a lot more on that kind of floral side, even a bit fruity actually. If I were to pick a fruit, I almost feel a bit of oranges in there, but it's yeah, very pleasant smell. And this has a bit more of that kind of dark chocolate, robust kind of smell. But now let's pour it into our cups. One thing to note with these iron cups that I have here, you definitely don't want to fill them up to the brim. Because they're made of iron, they conduct the heat pretty well. And so I can't really flip it horizontally, but I'd fill it up maybe a third of the way up so that when I'm holding it here, it's not hot. If I hold it here, it is quite hot, but when I'm holding it here, it's fine to hold. When you do fill it up to the top, it really gets a bit too hot to handle. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow, see, the problem with this, it's so difficult to explain these tastes because it really doesn't taste like much else. It's very unique. But I'm gonna try to explain it, and if a smoky smell makes sense, that's kind of what I'm getting from it. It has a bit of that almost like a burning cigar kind of sensation. It's just very nice. It's not too strong. It's really smooth. It's rich. It has a pretty complex flavor. I'm getting a few flavors that I can't explain. I don't know what this really tastes like, but it's really good. But somehow you can taste almost like a smoked wood kind of. Even the aroma gives off this kind of burning wood type of sensation. Yeah. As I'm finishing this, I'll skip to infusion number 2. Okay guys, the water is ready for infusion number 2. This time, I'm gonna brew it at a slightly lower temperature. So, give me a second. I found that the last one was a bit too strong. Usually, maybe I held it a bit too long I was brewing it for a bit too long, but for some reason I thought it was a bit too strong, a bit too robust. So I'm gonna decrease the temperature a bit, and hopefully I didn't just pass 20 seconds, but here we go. So yeah, color hasn't changed too much. I would say maybe it's slightly a bit more brown than red, but overall very similar color than what it was before. So make sure the liquid is out, and so yeah, still that some bit repetitive, but still has that floral smell. A little bit more, I'd say almost like a smoked cigar kind of smell. Less and less of that dark chocolate, really not smelling much of that at all anymore. But let's try it. Okay, let's give it a go. getting more of a fruity note this time. So I still feel a bit of that bitterness, which I'm not a huge fan of, but a bit more of that, almost like a roasted coffee now. So instead of smoked wood, I feel a bit of that kind of roasted beans, roasted coffee type of taste. And yeah, a trick to try to get a bit more flavor into your tea is to exhale through your nose while the tea is in your mouth. So I'll demonstrate that very quickly. So once you have your tea, just realize I won't be able to talk while it's in my mouth, but you have it in your mouth, and while it sits on your tongue, you just slowly, not aggressively, just exhale. And as you're kind of drinking it, just keep exhaling. For some reason, that has an effect. What I'm thinking would what makes sense is that the aromas coming from your mouth from the tea go through your nose, out through your nose, and your nose has those kind of the receptors that do affect how you perceive taste. So yeah, I feel like kind of orange and roasted coffee type of taste. It's sounds like a strange combination, but it's quite nice. Oh, I forgot to show you guys what the tea actually looks like at this point. So by now it's pretty much expanded to its full size, and it's a pretty uniform brown color, so you no longer see those like strange black streaks coming out of, not black, golden streaks coming out of nowhere. But yeah, with that being said, you guys have now seen how to brew Jin Jun Mei. I tried to give you as best as I could a description of the taste. And that'll be it for this video. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to leave a comment, like, or subscription, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks once again. See you in the next one. Bye.